was a time above, a time before. There were perfect things, diamond absolutes. But things fall, things on earth, and what falls is fallen. In the dream, it took me to the light, a beautiful lie. These words describe in perfect detail the inner turmoil of the Dark Knight and the deeply woven character arc he undergoes in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Welcome back to another DCEU topic video, where today we'll be diving a little bit deeper into the story of Batman v Superman, studying the transformation of Bruce Wayne throughout the course of the film and beyond. To understand any character, however, we always need to understand their conception. The opening credits of Batman v Superman introduced us to another rendition of the murder of Thomas and Martha Wayne. We all know the story by this point, but the scene holds intriguing detail that offers a different glimpse into how it affects the young Bruce Wayne. It's much more harrowing than before, where in many cases the killer shoots the Waynes out of desperation, or simply because Thomas fights back. Here, while Thomas still intends to fight off the assailant, the killer is much more cold, with a silent rage showing behind his actions. Thomas is relegated to a powerless figure, all of his effort to protect his family torn away from him with a single bullet. As Martha cries in fear, she's shot mercilessly in the head by the killer's bullet. The gunshot snaps apart the pearls around Martha's neck, indicating instant death and the shattering of youth and beauty for a young Bruce. We're often given the image in popular culture about Bruce's rebirth from the deaths of Thomas and Martha Wayne, but here we're given only an image of a shattered world and the terror that comes from those with more strength than our own. Bruce was introduced to a feeling of helplessness, of having that which he valued and cherished torn away from him by someone with more power than him. It's important to note this scene because it establishes everything we need to know about this incarnation of Batman and the journey he takes from this point on. During Man of Steel, Batman as a character has entered into a dark state of being, brought about by being torn apart by the world that he had sworn himself to protect. He's hurt several people close to him as the Dark Knight, lost allies in his never-ending war, and has even lost one of his dearest companions, Robin. The path he's on has taken an immeasurable toll on him and his mission statement. It shows us that Bruce Wayne has gone above and beyond to honor those he cares about, to protect them, but he's burdened by his own perceived failures. The Batman has consumed nearly everything in his life, to the point where all Bruce has left is Batman. In the film Batman v Superman, Bruce is haunted by a nightmare of the personification of his persona, the Bat God, as it bursts from the tomb of his dead parents. This can lead us to a number of conclusions, but the more apt approach would be to see it as the overwhelming presence the Batman takes in his life, to the point where it clouds his original inspiration for donning the cowl. It symbolizes an ever-present rage, a rage at the sacrifice he's had to endure, and a loss of clarity or faith in his original mission. Zack Snyder, in an interview with IGN, said the following: "I felt like the whole idea was that there had been loss, and there had been sacrifice. In a weird way, he had sacrificed everything to be Batman. He doesn't really have a life outside the cave. The sense of loss pervades through Batman's journey in the DCEU, culminating in a hero that's lost faith in his original mission, wondering how useful he is to the world. It's why his value of life isn't as great as it used to be. He's not as careful because the mission isn't as helpful as he thought it to be. People still die no matter what he does, so what's the use in showing compassion for those that took his world from him?" Then came the Superman. Bruce Wayne witnesses the destruction of Metropolis from a place of pure helplessness, as he's forced to witness more loss as his employees and friends are maimed in the battle. Bruce witnesses the coming of another all-powerful being that tears his world apart, taking from him under the guise of wanting to do good. This new view of suffering and misery has Bruce's rage directed at a single entity, the Superman. The hatred for the Superman comes from more than a place of loss. Superman as an all-powerful being can't hope to understand the people he protects. He can't hope to understand their pain. He's not a man, and this acts as another force behind Bruce's motivations. He wishes to take the power away from a being that isn't like humanity, and give it back to the world. Although, in many ways, it's more about reclaiming the power he lost throughout his life. His helplessness to save Robin, the pain caused to his friends, and the life that was stolen from him. Superman represents that overpowering force, and by killing him, Bruce hopes to rekindle the flame of power in himself, and end the lie that Superman represents, the lie that he had embraced so long ago. However, before Bruce can deal the final blow, the god whispers Martha, causing him to pause. Martha, his mother's name. He starts to see the Superman for what he really is, someone that's gone through his own harrowing journey, who has his own life with those he loves and cherishes. He truly is a man, one of the powerless. Bruce is reminded of the pain he felt at losing his parents, about having them torn from him by someone from above, and realizes the part he plays in the loss Superman will undergo. In his acceptance of Superman, Bruce sees how he's shared in our pain, and yet still strives to create a world worth fighting for. Superman shows Bruce to have faith in the dream again, to see that the beautiful lie is actually true. Don't forget to subscribe to the Hybrid Network for more of our videos as they come out. We'll see you next time on the next DCEU topic video.